Benjamin Breen is hard at work.
Benjamin
creating his
Breen.
greatest work yet.
Breen.
But you are doing nothing.
Oh my god.
The world has forgotten you, Benjamin. They have moved on. And I have moved on too. You have broken my heart.
If I'm just gonna be like real vulnerable with you guys for a second, I think that a lot of streamers feel that way too. Where it's like, if we were to just stop going live, if we were to just stop showing up for like a week or two, that we would just be completely forgotten. And like, you guys would just move on. Like, we'd come back and there'd be no one here anymore. Rough. Real rough.
Hey, B. Just calling to tell you,
Dad, you not sound so good.
I think I'm selling the house. She's everywhere here, son. I can't move without bumping into her. And then I just find myself breaking down again.
Ooh.
I hope you understand.
Yeah, I do, Dad. Yeah, I really get it. I get that a lot, Dad. When me and my ex-wife first separated, there were a lot of days where, like, and it's not the same because it's not a true death. It's just, you know, like leaving and taking the kids away. But there was a real lengthy period of time that I spent, like, it almost felt like I was haunting my house, like reliving memories. Nothing had been moved yet. Nothing had been, like, taken out or changed. Because, like, I went through and I changed all the furniture. I rearranged all the rooms because I had to for my mental health. But everything was still in the same, like, orientation that it had been when my wife and kids were here. So I would, like, I'd go into a room, like, I would go into my daughter's room, for example, and I would just sit on the floor and find myself, like, staring into the void, just reliving memories as if they were like ghosts walking around the house. So yeah, I can really understand that, Dad. It's a really tough situation to be in. I even had to paint my rooms. I went around and I repainted all of my walls and everything just so that I could, like, change the space as much as possible. I hung up tapestries. I put up new lights. Anything I could to try and alter the space from what we'd had together. And there was a large part of me that while doing that felt guilty for doing that, because it's like I'm basically tarnishing the memory. But I needed to do it for myself to be able to move on and continue living in this house. I didn't have the option to get another one or sell it.
Take whatever you want. With your mother gone, I'm hoping to finally live without all the clutter. Yeah, I think you did the right thing. By the way, she didn't want you to see her like that. She just wanted you to focus on your work. That was the only thing that mattered to her.
No, but trust me, Dad, I wanted to be there. I messed up with the blinking.
What's that? That's so fascinating, son.
Passaggio music manuscripts, my mom's notebook. Take longer to get than a week to get rid of me, bitch. Thank you, I appreciate that. It's just like, I do worry, right? Like, what if I ended up having to take a long time off or away? So, for example, like, when I go and see my kids, right? That's like 5 days of driving. And that is eventually an end goal of mine, is to make enough of this to be able to fund going to see my children. Do you know how incredible that would be, guys? If I could tell you about the trip you guys basically helped me take, like, to go and see my daughter, send pictures to you guys, like show that I actually got to go out there and see her and like spend time with her. Good lord. One day. I'm not crying, you are.
Look.
Yeah,
It's
Dad?
unbelievable, Benny. It's like she's standing in the room with us. Like I can see her in the paint. I can feel her.
Inspired by the musical composition of his late mother, composer L.
Is that
Stevens,
really you?
relatively
It's
unknown
Chloe,
in her life,
your neighbor.
Bryn lifted her mother's.
Oh my god, I can't
Chloe.
believe this. It's been years.
She's now
I just
considered to
walked
be one
through
of the greatest
entire
composers
show.
of her
It's
time.
Unbelievable. I'd love to walk through it again with you. I mean, if you were down for that. I just can't believe that my entire childhood I was living next to a bona fide genius. I should have guessed it. I mean, with all those little drawings you did. Remember when you still drew my portrait even when I begged you not to?
I do, yeah.
God, you were such a little jerk back then. I kept that drawing, you know? Oh my god, I bet it's worth quite a bit of money now.
Child prodigy drawing, yeah.
And your mom. I always heard her playing piano from next door, but I didn't know she wrote the actual music. She was a genius. Like mother, like son, I guess. Hey, so, not to be forward,
You trying to
Dad,
slide into my DMs,
what are you
Chloe?
doing after this? Maybe we could get a drink or something?
That would be nice.
I'd really love to catch up. I can't believe everything that's happened to you. I want to hear all about
What?
it.
Now would you look at that? I cannot believe my luck. Woo-hoo-hoo! You finally hit the jackpot, Flapjack. All the nobody nothings dying every day. You finally sink your hook into a... Oh! Well, there you are. Well, hello, sir. If I realized, I would have cleaned up. I'm just used to fishing up a different class of soul.
Yeah, I'm a music prodigy.
I mean, sure, I've had
you know.
scientists, a couple college athletes here or there, but whew, an internationally renowned painter? The gatekeeper's gonna eat you up. Hey, speaking of that, why don't we give your story a test run? Maybe you help me out with the word choice, since, you know, I'm still working on that. See if I'm getting all the strokes right, the proper composition, if you catch my drift. Forget about it.
I catch
All
your
right,
drift,
Here we
Wolfman.
go.
Wolf? You're a wolf, right?
Gatekeeper! Before you stands the soul of a great man. Now, would you describe yourself as a happy kid or a lonely one?
Pretty lonely, honestly. Even if we're talking in the game, but I mean, like IRL, fairly lonely as well.
A jovial child or a solitary one? His childhood was a lonely one, growing up as a strange, quiet child in an isolated seaside town. And, what'd you say your mom was? composer or an accountant?
A composer.
His mother was a composer who, with the need to support her family, took a job as an accountant.
Hey, sometimes we
How
gotta
would you
take a J
describe
word.
her as a teacher? More encouraging or demanding? Kind of like your champion or more like a taskmaster?
Well, now that she's dead, I want to say encouraging, but she was pretty demanding.
Therefore, as his piano teacher, she was over-demanding, forcing him to practice day in and day out, hoping that he might one day achieve that greatness that she never could. And how about that neighbor girl? What was she to you? Was she your best friend or your first love? Now, be honest here. Don't be bashful, man. You can tell me.
Was she our first love chat? Yeah.
Music became the only thing he truly
Hey,
cared
yo.
about. Even more than his first love, Chloe. And although he gave it everything he had, he was still rejected from the conservatory his mother desperately wanted him to attend. Now, from that moment forward, his mother gave up on him. She knew he didn't have what it took
Wow.
to be a truly great musician. But little did she know, she just picked the wrong medium, right? See, when he was 12 years old, he got sick. And he had to stay inside
That's
for
a
an
heavy-
entire year.
Every way to describe that.
In that year,
His mom just
he
lost faith in him,
rediscovered
gave
a
up on him.
talent He'd forgotten. Painting. Sure, he loved finger painting as a child. Color and shape were the first languages he learned to speak. But for the first time, he saw it in a more serious light. He was accepted into an exclusive art school where he caught the eye of an esteemed professor who launched his work into the national spotlight.
Hearing lots of seagulls.
Now be quiet. all of you. With expectations on his career mounting, he stalled himself into bankruptcy, which turned out to be a blessing, for it wasn't until he returned home to the house he grew up in that he began work on what would ultimately be considered his masterpiece. I said shut up, you scumdolls! You mucky fowls! All right! I get it! I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
I don't hear what you're saying. What are you talking about?
I had assumed as much anyway. I should probably tell you, those things, they're not regular gulls. They're liar birds.
Are you trying to
They're what
malign you?
becomes of souls who tried to lie to the gatekeeper. And once they try that, they're never allowed near her city again. I get to feeling bad for not defending them right, so they just stay on with me. Living reminders of my oratory shortcomings. Oh, yeah, good thinking. I'll be back to get you once I'm done with this one. Hopefully you won't be seeing him again.
Yeah, I hope not. I mean, what happens after the gatekeeper?
You're a flea-bitten sap. You know that? Just look at him. Poor fool doesn't know what he's in for.
Look at who? Look at me?
Now don't think that I haven't dealt with people like you. You're ashamed of something. Something so terrible, you're trying to blink right past it.
Am I?
Because if the gatekeeper knew,